I'm going to be a designer for Spiegelmom Scraps this term. I'm so excited and I can't wait to share with you all the fun things we're going to do. I'm showing you the pictures of the layout that I'm going to be creating, and I'm using some Echo Park Creative Agenda products along with this cut file that matches that paint palette file. So I separated the file out. You can find the file in the Silhouette store. I separated the file out, took off the saying and the paint brush, and now we're going to fill in this paint palette with some dazzlers and some sequins and make them beautiful. So those are the colors of the dazzlers we're going to be using: See You in the Morning, Lemon Drop, and Chrome Me Crazy. And then these are the sequins we're going to be using, which are the Hot Right Now sequins that go with the Claudia Van Our Printable collection, Hot Right Now, and we're going to use some of that collection on my layout as well. So we're going to start by altering and playing with this little paint palette. And while I go ahead and kind of get that set up and ink the edges and all that stuff, I have to tell you that I'm so excited. If you watch my channel out, you know how much I love Spiegelmom Scraps sequins. So to be able to get to play with them and to create videos for you will be amazing. I'm going to be on her YouTube team or her YouTube squad, which means you will see from me a YouTube video with a brand new project every Friday, both on my channel and on the Spiegelmom Scraps channel. And I will have a coordinating blog post on my blog to go with those projects every week on Friday. And there will also be one brand new project up on my Instagram once a month, and probably that'll get shared over to the Spiegelmom Scraps Instagram account as well. So lots and lots of fun things for you, and I hope that you will go ahead and subscribe both to my channel and the Spiegelmom Scraps channel, and just have fun. So you saw me there. I glued down the pink sequins and then I pulled them all up because I didn't like the gaps. And I didn't like to be able to see the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this set of inexpensive watercolors. So these are those chalky watercolors. I got mine from Close to My Heart, but you can get them from Artist Loft. They're very inexpensive. Lots of scrapbookers use them. I much prefer my Kiratakis, but these work for my purposes in something like this, where I just didn't like the gaps. So I mixed the watercolor together and got colors that match the sequins, and now I'm just going to fill in. Before I place the sequins down, I'm going to go ahead and cut paint with the watercolors and then let them dry and then put the sequins down. So here I've gotten them all. So these are the Hot Right Now sequins, and I split them up. I'm kind of picking out the yellows and the blues and the pinks because those are the colors that match the products I want to use. And that's a great, you can see here how big these packs of sequins are, because so I have lots of sequins left over, and you can see I put bunches on that paint palette. So what I did was I only did every other one with sequins, and then we're going to fill in with dazzlers. And yes, there's going to end up being 2 yellows, but I decided I didn't mind that because the textures are completely different between the sequins and the dazzlers. So the next step is to fill in these empty paint palette circles with dazzlers. And if you've ever worked with dazzlers, you know that they take forever. I mean, forever to dry. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I have a layer that covers all of the white and there's no white showing, but I don't want a super thick layer because I really wanted to get this layout done in a day. I didn't want to have to let this dry overnight. I wanted it to be able to dry in a couple hours. So I am putting as thin a layer of dazzlers as I can so that you can't see the white, but it'll dry, you know, in a couple of hours instead of needing 8 or 10. I've done projects that needed 8 or 10 hours before they were completely dry. So it is a very good thing I'm a patient scrapper. So now I'm just going in with all 3 of the dazzlers colors just like that, and now it's all finished. I left the 2 at the top empty. Yep. And now we have to wait for them to dry. I left the 2 at the top empty because I knew how I wanted my layout to be positioned how I wanted my pictures. I knew I didn't need dazzlers in those, or sequins in those top 2 corners. So this paper is from the Echo Park Creative Agenda line, and we're going to do an 8.5 by 11 layout. So I am just cutting my paper down. I'm going to mat this onto white cardstock. So I cut it to 8 1/4 by 10 3/4. And then these are some journaling cards that I printed from the Claudia Van R Hot Right Now printable kit. I love this kit because I can just print exactly what I want to use on my layout, and it doesn't take up any storage. It's just on my computer all the time, and I can go ahead and print what I want, the colors I want, when I want. So I do end up with a couple of these cards that I'm not going to use, like that one with the popsicles, but I will use it again because it's summertime. And then one of those journaling cards I'm cutting is going to be a matte, and one of them is going to be where I put my journaling for the layout. And then I'm taking two off of this sheet, that one that says awesome, and that blue one to put behind a photo. And I'm also going to fussy cut the strips off of one of those cards. I love that saying. I think it says, "You make me happy," or something like that. And you'll see that I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut it. And I wanted to use it as an embellishment on my page or as a word strip, but I ended up having a hard time finding where to put it. So I ended up not using it. But those four cards that I did cut, those all end up on my layout. And they are all from that Hot Right Now kit, which I'm pretty sure Claudia is on the blog hop with us. This blog hop, which is celebrating Spiegelmom Scraps' 6th anniversary, her 6th business anniversary. So below you'll find a link to her blog, and if you are finding this layout through my YouTube channel, be sure to go ahead and start at Spiegelmom Scraps and hop along with us. I don't know that everyone is doing videos, but there will be tons of fun giveaways, and there will also be lots of inspiration, and you'll be able to see who all is on the design team with me. There are a lot of really amazing designers. I am so honored that I was chosen, because when you see all of the talent that is in the design team, it's awesome. So many fun designers are on this team. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what they all create for you as well. So be sure to go ahead and hop along with us on the blog hop. And so now you're going to see me fidget a little bit. I'm just fidgeting. I felt like I could say all that because I'm just fidgeting. This is all... I'm trying to decide. So I had previously decided how I wanted my pictures to be, and now I'm having a hard time remembering how I had my pictures. I really need to remember to start stopping photos. But what I did was I just start going and layering those really, really nice printables from Claudia Van R. You can see how well, if you are a regular 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11 scrapbooker, these cards and printable kits work great for layering things up behind your photos. And if another thing is too, you can see here I'm using these very flexible Claudia Van R printables, and I'm using them for other things, not just Project Life and not just for a summer page, because this is about art. So I'm doing my journaling right now with my Muji pen, and this layout is all about my oldest son and how he has, through the years, done and been interested in a lot of different creative projects, from drawing to modeling, all kinds of different artsy projects he's done over the years. He even did a little bit of scrapbooking when he was younger. And the title of this layout is going to be Always Creating. And this is an 8.5 by 11 layout. If you've never watched my videos before, this will be new information. But if you have watched my videos before, then you know that I am creating 2 8.5 by 11 albums for each of my boys for when they graduate. So when they graduate high school, they're each going to get their own 8.5 by 11, or 2. It's actually going to be 2 8.5 by 11 scrapbooks that they can leave and take with them when they leave. So these layouts that I do for this 8.5 by 11 scrapbook are more introspective, and it's about them and about them growing up. So the photos aren't necessarily in chronological order, but it's more of a themed album for each of my boys. So right now I'm just going to go through all the embellishments and the stickers, and what I'm looking to do here is to get some of the color from the paint palette up into the top of the layout. So I want to make sure that up at the top of the layout we have some blues and some peaches, the peachy corally color, and yellows. And I'm going to go through all of my embellishments and some of the, as you can see, I have a lot of this collection in my stash. It was one of those things where it was so pretty I didn't want to use it, and now I have lots and lots of it. But I thought it worked. The colors worked so well. So you'll see me grab some stickers and some different things. I'm going to use that chipboard piece up at the top. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the colors. So I want to make sure that I'm pulling those colors up. And then I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit on this bottom corner, because apparently I could have done another circle with either dazzlers or sequins, because there's one of those circle pieces from the paint palette kind of sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with this sticker to give the flare badge kind of a place to rest. I didn't want to use thread because I felt like it would interfere into the pictures too much, but I'm going to go ahead and grab that flare badge that says, "Do what you love and love what you do," and because I think that that's a really good flare badge for these particular pictures. There's a lot of years between these pictures. One of them is my son painting a clay statue that he made, and the top one is him drawing and his drawing. When he got a little older, he would do very, very detailed drawings of Star Trek and different things that he liked. So that's a picture of the Enterprise. And now I'm going to fiddle with this and decide, nope, we're not going to use that cutout. And I'm just going to take some of the sequins now to finish off this page, and we're pretty much done here. So I'm just putting down one of each of the colors of sequins, almost like you would do with enamel dots, to bring those sequins that I used at the bottom up to the top, so that there is a nice range of color and all the colors are distributed evenly around the layout. And that will finish up this layout. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to start my design team projects for August, starting in August. And I hope that you've enjoyed this layout. Be sure to check out the blog below, the blog hop below for Spiegelmom Scraps, and have a wonderful day. I'm going to go, I think I'm leaving here. Yep, there we go. End the video. Bye.